Okay, now I'm sharing the screen, and so I can't really see anything happening. Okay. Thank you for starting the recording. Good afternoon, everybody, and a warm welcome to our HELIG National AGM for 2021. I hope that you are all well and that we are all still marching on and almost reaching the end of the year. The time has really flown by so fast. I can't believe that we're already in mid-September. So welcome to everybody. I'm going to share my screen and display the agenda. And I'm going to also stop my video for now. And if I can just get an indication, if anybody can just shout out and let me know whether you are able to see my screen right now.
Yes, Chair, we can see your screen.
Okay, thank you very much. So we at point number 2 now on the agenda, determining a quorum. I believe we do quorate. Is that correct? Can I just get a confirmation?
That is correct, Lynn. So
Okay,
the rule according to the HELIG constitution is either 10 people or 10% of the members, and definitely there are more than 10 people in the meeting room.
Thank you very much, Anna-Marie, for confirming. So once again, welcome everybody to our AGM. And next on the agenda is to confirm the agenda. So I'm just going to scroll down a little bit so that members are able to see the agenda points, and if there are any point that you would like us to add, or if you are fine, could I please get an indication from the floor whether the agenda is in order? Can I get a proposer and a seconder, please?
Okay, Ingrid, yep, I propose that the agenda is in order.
Thank
and
you.
I will second it. I will second Larsen. I will second it.
Thank you, Ingrid, and thank you, Larsen, for seconding. Right. So that brings us to personalia. I would like to first of all start with expressing.
Sorry, Lynn. You need to do attendance and apologies. Number 5.
Oh, sorry, I missed point 5. Are there any apologies?
Yes, Chair, if I may, it's Betty.
Yes.
Yes, I have colleagues who are attending training, unfortunately. Would you like me to give you the names, or should I type them there?
You are welcome to type the names in the chat.
All right. Okay,
and
I'll do that.
We'll note that. Thank you, Betty. Are there any other apologies?
Lynn, yes. Mr. John Sebe also sent his apology.
Mr. John Sebi.
That's correct.
Thank you. Noted. Colleagues, are there any other apologies?
Susan Knoll.
Susan?
Yeah, Susan Knoll. I've popped it in the chat.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Sorry, I'm not able to see the chat while I'm sharing my screen. Colleagues, if there are any other apologies, please do type the names in the chat and it is noted. I'm going to move on to personalia, and I'd like to start with expressing our sincere condolences to all colleagues who have lost loved ones, including our colleagues in the academic libraries, HELIG members that we have lost during this time. And I would like us to take a moment and just have a moment of silence for a minute to in memoriam. Thank you, colleagues, and may the souls of all the departed rest in peace. I'm moving on to other personalia. Please do inform. I have details of colleagues who have joined new institutions, have new positions. So I would like to congratulate colleagues, Larsen and Linda, for joining the new institutions. And please, colleagues, do inform if there are any other personalia. I wish you well in your new positions. And also if there are any other awards that have been received by members, any new qualifications, please do inform. Any birthdays during this time? Okay.
Chair, may I just come in and say congratulations to the appointment of Dr. Penny Ladi at DUT.
Thank you, Larsen. Thank you. Congratulations on your new appointment. Are there any other personalia? You are also welcome to type it in the chat. Then I would just like to say overall congratulations to everybody, and we wish you well in your new and future endeavors. I'm going to now move on to the minutes of the HELIG AGM that took place in 2019. And you should see it on the screen right now. And I will scroll down slowly. These minutes have been distributed to members. So I'm going to just scroll down. And if there's any points on the agenda that needs corrections, please do inform. I'm now on page 2. Page 3 of the agenda, of the minutes. Page 4. The last page, 5. Okay. Colleagues, could I please have the minutes adopted, a proposer and a seconder, please?
Okay, Ingrid here. I was at that AGM, so I, sort of those minutes are an accurate representation of what happened at that meeting. So I propose acceptance.
Okay, thank you, Ingrid. Is there a seconder?
I, Teresa, second that. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you. Yes.
I would also like to add my gratitude to Ingrid for having taken the well-detailed minutes. It really made it easier for me to compile, as I wasn't at the AGM at the time. So thank you so much, Ingrid.
Thank you, Teresa, and thank you, Ingrid, for your efforts in sharing the notes and information. Are there any matters arising from the minutes, colleagues?
Lynn, sorry, Anne-Marie here. If Teresa was
Yes.
not at the meeting, unfortunately, she cannot second it. Needs to be proposed and seconded by people that were at the actual meeting.
Okay, thank you. It's noted. So, is there anybody in the meeting that attended the AGM in 2019 to second the minutes?
Yes, I second the minutes. That's Susie.
Susie. Okay, thank you, Susie. All right, colleagues, that brings us to matters arising. Are there any matters arising from the previous AGM and the minutes? I just wanted to comment on the point 11, which is currently ongoing with regards to the copyright. I just want to get to it. The Copyright Amendment Act. There was a motion proposed And this is still ongoing, and Liasa has been actively participating in the parliamentary hearings, and we continue to await further feedback. And then also on the restructuring, this is also something that is ongoing, and we hope for further engagement on the restructuring in the new term. Colleagues, if there are no other matters arising from the minutes, then I will move on to the chairperson's report. Okay, this is just an outline of what I will be reporting on this afternoon. Firstly, I would like to start off by just explaining or reflecting on the unusual year that we find ourselves in. This is the first time that the academic year started with complete remote teaching and learning. And what this meant for academic libraries were that there was a drastic shift in needing to conduct a lot of the services or the service provisions online, and in particular the virtual library orientation needed to be conducted completely virtual. We had online information literacy training that needed to be conducted, and also accommodating users that needed access to both print and electronic resources. It was definitely a need for rethinking how best to support users who were now online 24/7. And although it was challenging times, it presented academic libraries with innovative and dynamic ways of supporting the university community in the online environment. The sharing of best practices among members and unpacking the challenges faced were fundamental in moving forward, which was one of HELIG's main focus areas during the 2021 period, which is the extended term. Then, with the current COVID-19 pandemic, this meant that the 2020 term was extended to 2021. So what you see on the screen is the current members, committee members, and I would just like to report that there were quite a few resignations that took place during the term. So the HELIG chair resigned in September 2020, and that led to the chair-elect, myself, stepping in as acting chair for the extended term. We've also had resignations from the Northwest branch conveners, the KZN branch convener, and also from the Free State, and the successor is Kolelwa, but as you can see from the table that we have some vacancies in the current extended term. We also have, and this needs to be mentioned, that we also have, in addition to the portfolios, we have additional members, and we also had one vacancy there because in HELIG, according to the national constitution and the updated national constitution, there are 4 additional members, and also that the HELIG conveners are ex officio members, and including AFLIA representative. So I will move on. As we had 4 meetings this year. We started off in February with a HELIG brainstorming session, and during that session we discussed and planned a number of activities for this extended term. We had our first Lihasa HELIG EXCO meeting for the extended term in April on the 23rd. And we also had a meeting with the Lihasa president and the HELIG committee in March, and that followed the brainstorming session where we looked at further planning for the extended term. We had our second HELIG National EXCO meeting on the 30th of August. All meetings took place virtually via Blackboard Collaborate, and recordings are available. We also, in addition to the meetings, communicated regularly and informed committee members of updates via the WhatsApp group. Okay, and looking at our membership, the graph that you are currently seeing is representing the HELIG membership from 2012 until present. And what one can see clearly is that there's been, since 2017, a decline in membership. However, what stood out during this extended term is how our webinars and activities that we conducted online, we've seen that there's quite a number of non-members that are attending and participating in the webinars and programs that we conducted. There's been talk about perhaps in our plans for recruiting members to perhaps look at a different approach to membership campaigns. And this could include during future webinars or events that we have trailers on Facebook, for example, and to give non-members sort of a taste of what the activities are about, and hopefully that would be a strategy to recruit more members. But yes, this is what we have been observing during 2021 activities. Then under advocacy, HELIG advocated for the profession by sharing and communicating new trends, kept members up to date on various aspects through the social media platforms. We currently have presence on Facebook and Twitter. And in addition to that, we also make use of the mailing list. However, the HELIG Google group mailing list is no longer in use. And this is due to the maintenance challenges. And this has been communicated to HELIG members. What we are now moving towards is updates that will be communicated via the My Lihasa platform, and this is in compliance with the POPI Act. So you will be seeing that the updates will be now communicated via My Lihasa. We've to released a HELIG statement in April, and this is in to empathize and in supporting our colleagues at UCT during the time of those devastating fires that destroyed the African Studies collection at UCT libraries. We've also had our article on activities that we had during the first quarter of 2021 published in the Lihasa in Touch. We continued to conduct presentations, participated in joint workshops and webinars, and our Friday afternoon coffee talks, which provided a platform where members can engage informally on hot topics in academic libraries, have become quite popular. Then just a little bit of information regarding marketing and communication and what the usage statistics look like. There is an increase in Twitter followers over a period, the 2014 to 2021 period. We are seeing that there are also the likes, Facebook likes have increased, as well as there's been quite a steady increase in posts, Twitter posts, and also Facebook posts. So I would like to thank Larsen, the PRO, for posting regularly updates on the social media platforms and all committee members and conveners who are participating actively on our social media platforms. Then I'm moving on to training and development. So in the plan and in the moving towards using the My Lihasa platform, where we will be also uploading all our documents. So the plan for document management and communication projects in the new term meant that HELIG committee members needed to attend Maile training, and that took place during this year in preparation for the projects that we are planning. Then we also had webinars, mainly in the form of our very popular HELIG coffee talks that we run on Friday afternoons. And the very first one speaks to what I've reflected on and reported on in the introduction to the year and the unusual year that started the academic year, and where we engaged informally with members on going virtual with library orientation. So that was our very first coffee talk this year in January. Then during the South African Library Week, we had a joint HELIG webinar on social media and library marketing. That was quite an inspirational session on how we can reach out to our library users and keep them informed of events and information resources, etc., that can support their studies and research. During that week, we also had our second HELIG coffee talk, and we had a very vibrant discussion on the e-book dilemma in these strange times, and we had many good comments about what is the best way forward with regards to the e-book models and licensing restrictions and the challenges that it brings in information provision during these difficult times. And this also fitted in quite well, as it followed the ebook SOS International webinar that took place also at the start of South African Library Week. We then had the customer care during the COVID pandemic coffee talk at the beginning of August. We then had a part 2 on the customer care and ebook dilemma on the 27th of August. And I would like to just mention that what we have discovered during those last 2 coffee talks is how short the time is. There's just so much to talk about. It was really vibrant, and it is really quite a popular event, and we do look forward to more of these informal talks, because this way we learn from one another, and it is a wonderful way to find solutions to the challenges that we are all facing during this time. We also revived the journal club this year in collaboration with the Western Cape branch, who selected the publication, and the session was held on the 4th of June. And the relaunch article selected was by Siviwe Mangani on his recent publication on fake news, the fake news wave, academic libraries battle against misinformation during COVID-19. Also very informative session, and the session also gave members an opportunity to engage with us on writing. There is a need for having sessions on writing for publications. So there's a growing interest in having regular reading club sessions, and also to support colleagues who would like to write for publication. So that was there was quite a positive outcome from that reading club. Then that brings me to the branch activities. The Western Cape HELIG had the training sessions for the One Lib, One Ref, and in May it included other Wikipedia editing, such as also including Wikidata, focusing on linked data, and it was also quite a informative session. Then the library orientation that we had the coffee talk on. This was also part of HELIG interacting and collaborating with National HELIG to host this session. And I think this is what we would like to see in the future, that the branches work closely together with National HELIG to host activities, especially now that we are hosting quite a number of our activities online. There was also the mindfulness session for librarians. The ebook dilemma coffee talk is another session that was facilitated by the HELIG convener Ingrid and myself, and the relaunch of the HELIG Reading Club was another collaborative effort. So we do look forward to collaborating with all the branches in hosting events. Then the Free State HELIG held a webinar on the role of libraries in decolonization and transformation on the 30th of June. And then just some information on the financial status. I know that the next on the agenda is the Treasurer's report, but just to report that we have a favorable balance of 13,188 Rand as at the 31st of December, and no expenses were incurred during 2021. So at this point, I would just like to, on behalf of the outgoing National HELIG Committee, I would like to thank everybody, our HELIG members and also the committee members, for the support during this extended term. It was not always easy, but at least by working together and unpacking things, it helped us to get through and to continue finding ways of reaching out to our members and to engage. So I would really like to thank the committee members for your support during this extended term. And we wish the incoming National HELIG Committee well, and we will also support the new term of office members, and we do look forward to reaching out to all HELIG members. Thank you. I don't know if there's any questions at this stage. I see Maropeni, your hand is raised.
Thank you, Chair. Thank you, colleagues. Maropeni from University of Venda. Thank you for the report, Chair. Just two things. The first one, I wanted to ask the resignations from the team. Were there reasons given for those resignations? And the second one, when you spoke about the recruitment, I see we have these two interest groups, which most of our members are from academic institutions, HELIG and RETIG. Is there a way that maybe we can combine the activities of the two interest groups, unless if it is a constitutional issue? If it needs us to change the constitution, then it is something else. I thought maybe if we can combine them, maybe it can push our numbers up. I realize that most of our members are both members of RETIG and HELIG at the same time. Thank you, Chairperson.
Thank you, Maropeni, for your questions. The first one regarding the resignations, we have received information and that members or those conveners resigned, and those notifications reached us during the term. So yes, regarding the joining of, if I understood you correctly, the joining of branches. I think what is happening now with the activities is, and especially now that these activities are taking place virtually, it makes it a little bit easier for us to collaborate and have combined or joint sessions. So that is the idea, and as I mentioned during the report, when it came to the branch activities, that we do encourage collaboration between the branches, so that we have and that we host joint sessions. Anne-Marie, please, you may go ahead.
I just want to explain the process. So if the two interest groups want to merge, yes, there needs to be a motion that would first go to the Representative Council, and then that needs to be approved by the National AGM. However, I think the purpose of the two groups are slightly different, but as you said, and I think Ingrid or somebody also put in the chat, the opportunities, whether it's face-to-face or virtual, as we are currently, for collaboration, I think is there, and nothing stops the two interest groups to collaborate on their events. So, but yes, Marupene, it is a constitutional issue for the branches, or for the interest groups, sorry, to merge, and one of them needs to cease to exist before that can happen.
Thank you, Anne-Marie, for clarifying. Ingrid, your hand is raised. Please go ahead.
Okay, so I just want to remind you, or to remind the floor that in 2018, on that agenda, on the minutes that we just had, there was in fact a motion, or there was a suggestion at that meeting that at that AGM in 2019, sorry, getting my years muddled, 2019, that there was talk of a merger, and that it was agreed at that AGM that in view of the restructuring of LIASA, that would be put to one side. But there is certainly nothing stopping joint activities between the interest groups. Lynn, you were actually talking about the branches, but I think Maripeni's talking about the interest groups. You were probably talking, meaning the HELIG branches, because yes, that is also something where, well, I mean, HELIG was doing it. You're working closely with National, maybe doing the arrangements, but everything hosted, sort of that in the end it was HELIG and not just and not marketed with the Western Cape and just within the Western Cape, which is why we could have all those events. So I just wanted to remind people that it was that to remind the members that at the 2019 AGM, the discussion of a joint HELIG-RETIG merger came up, and it was put to one side because LIASA is we are in the middle of restructuring, so it wasn't even a suggestion. It was put to one side, and I'm trying to figure out how to lower my hand. Okay, thank you.
All right. Okay, thank you for providing us with insight into that. Marupeni, I hope that answers your questions. Are there any other questions, colleagues, that you may have? If not, then I will hand over to David. Next on the agenda is the Treasurer's report. David.
Thank you, Chair, and good afternoon, colleagues.
Over to you. Good afternoon. Over to you. Thank you.
Thank you very much. My task this afternoon is quite simple, and it'll be quite short. You will have received, as part of the documentation, the annual financial statements for HELIG for the year ending 31st December 2020. What I can tell you and give you an update about is that there hasn't been any activity, at least in terms of financial activity, in the past year, and so there's no money being used or going out, or coming in for that matter. So our balance at the moment sits at 13,188 rand. We have engaged with the NK Accounting Services, Nikki Kennedy and team, in terms of auditing the financials. So you should have in your pack a copy of that for the year ending period ending 31st December 2020. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, David, for that report. Yes, it's been quite a challenge, and I mean, it's been challenging times, but that we couldn't have face-to-face sessions like we would normally arrange and so on. So due to most of the activities taking place virtually, there were no expenses incurred. Oh, so thank you very much, David, for your report, the Treasurer's report. That brings us to general.
Sorry. The report needs
Yes.
to be the report needs to be proposed and accepted.
Oh, sorry. Thank you. Can I get a proposer and a seconder, please, for the Treasurer's report?
It's Carmen from Bloemfontein. I'll propose.
Thank you, Carmen. Is there a seconder?
Dani.
Sorry?
Dani Milan.
Thank you, Dani. All right, thank you. So that brings us to general. Colleagues, are there any other business that you would like to discuss? This is the part where you can share any other points under general. Sorry, I don't know if there's anything that came up in the chat. If not, then I will move on to the elections results.
Sorry, Chair. I'm sorry. It's Betty.
Hello, Betsy.
Yes, I would like to ask Anna-Marie via you about the attendance of the meetings. Does this count towards our professional librarianships point?
Okay, thank you for the question. Anna-Marie?
Yes, thanks, Lynn. Betsy, yes, indeed. So the rule is that you need to have attended at least 3/4 of the meeting. So we are going through all the meetings, check that you are a member for that group, and then we are allocating the points. So you also would notice that we are allocating some of the backlog from the webinars. So Kagiso is busy with that, and some of you probably have received numerous emails stating that points were allocated. But yes, indeed, the AGMs do count, Betsy.
Thank you, Anna-Marie, for clarifying. Colleagues, are there any other questions or points that you'd like to raise? Thanks, Teresa. I see your message. It's noted. Okay, then I'll move on to the election results. Colleagues, we were quite fortunate in receiving a number of nominations this year, and so as you know, for one of the portfolios, there were more than one nomination, and that led to HELIG members voting. So the results are now out, and I'm going to announce, and I will just bring that up on the screen. So the outcome of the elections are as follows. Myself, I'll be now incoming chairperson. Congratulations to Larsen Nijke for being elected as the chair-elect, and Teresa Mofana as secretary, Marupeni Ramabina as treasurer, and Ingrid Thompson as the public relations officer. So congratulations to all the successful candidates, and I wish you all well in with your activities and the continuation of developing the profession and also HELIG. On this point, I would also just like to explain that in addition to these portfolios, we also, and this is as per the updated HELIG constitution, there can be 4 additional members, as you have seen in the chairperson's report that we had currently 3 additional members, and there was 1 vacancy. So I would just like to, at this stage, inform colleagues that there will be a call for these additional membership. So please do look out for it, and if you have interest in joining us and collaborating and working with the committee, please do let us know if you are interested in becoming an additional member. We will appreciate that. So that is just what I wanted to mention about the 4 additional members and the call that will be communicated soon. And then also just to remind members again that the branch conveners are ex officio members of the HELIG National, as well as AFLIA representative. Okay, so congratulations once again to the successful candidates. So that brings me to the speech by the chairperson. I think I've said quite a bit already, but I won't keep you very long. And I just want to stop sharing for a moment. And okay, so firstly, I would like to start by once again thanking everybody for the opportunity. At the beginning, when I had to take on the role as acting chair for the extended term, I must say it was quite daunting at first, and I thought to myself, will I be able to do this? But with the support from the committee and from also HELIG members, it was we made it together. So I want to start by saying that I am grateful for working with such a wonderful team, and that we really tried our best. And I think at the end of the day, that is what really matters, is that we try our best and to keep on going. So yes, in a time when we have shifted from change being the only constant to uncertainty being the new norm, opens up opportunities for us to consider how best to support our communities in a way that makes everyone happy, including ourselves in the way we do things. Now it is easier said than done, but through inclusive conversation, collaboration, and consistency, even greater things are possible. I believe that all voices should be heard in decision making, and that we move towards flattening and integration and bridging the gap between the ivory towers and those working on the ground in getting to what we need to and want to achieve in these times. My vision is for all of us to engage, and I look forward to this challenge and exciting time with the incoming committee and all HELIG members to take higher education libraries forward, continuing to be at the forefront of embracing emerging technologies and being innovative in supporting our university communities. So, on that note, I would like to wish us all a successful term, and I look forward to exciting activities. Let's continue to inspire and empower one another. Thank you. So that brings me to the last part of the AGM. If there's no other questions or comments, it brings me to the closing of this AGM. So colleagues, thank you very much for your attendance, for the time that you've taken to attend our AGM this afternoon. I want to wish you well, and I look forward to us engaging and working together. I would like to once again thank the outgoing committee members for your active participation, for your continuous support. It was really appreciated. And also congratulations to the incoming committee members. And we are going to do this together. Thank you very much to Anna Marie for your continuous support and also supporting with the technical aspects of running this AGM successfully, and to everybody for your support. Thank you. I now declare this AGM closed. Thank you, everybody.